Alright, welcome everyone to the 0.22 tournament reflections video. Joining me today are two members from my Discord teams, GordonOverkill and FlugKiller. Say hello, guys. So, Gordon, say hello.
Hi guys.
FlugKiller, say hello.
Hello.
So, those of you guys that know Gordon, say hi in the comments. Gordon, people know you, right? Where do they know you from?
A little YouTube channel where I mainly play Ancient Domains of Mystery, but also a little bit of crawl on it.
When are you gonna do a thing where you teach me how to play that game? Huh? Is it good? Is it worth playing?
But it takes a lot of time. I personally took me 4 years to get my first win, pretty much
Four
unspoiled.
years,
Yeah, yeah.
dude. No, come on. Took me like 6 months to play Dungeon Crawl. Anyway, today's focus is on the 0.22 tournament. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go through some of the ins and outs of the tournament, the big haps, if you will, the strategies, the mindsets, all the cool things that happened throughout. And hopefully after that we can talk a little bit about some of the Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup teams from the Discord, which were really good. They turned out very well this time. I'm very happy with you guys. Yeah, so just to kick it off, we'll talk about some of the players, which is probably the most important thing. So 0.22, sitting at number one is your boy. We all know him, we all love him, Yermak. What a great lad. What a perfect specimen. What an absolute unit this man is. 36 wins in the tournament over a 16-day period, meaning that's over two wins a day at 40% win rate, 40.91% win rate, and 8,200 points, an actual record-breaking amount of points. We've never seen an 8,000 point player before. In every other tournament since, I think the highest was actually 7,751, which was also Yermak. So he's gone and beaten his own record by 500 points, which is absolutely absurd. He started off the tournament in a fairly shaky, like, yeah, we weren't really sure if Yermak was going to win kind of style. He won a couple of games early, and then he got a big streak loss with about 6 or 7 win streak. And we were like, oh my god, is Yermak going to be defeated this time around? With N103 taking a massive lead in the early game over Yermak. It was freaking incredible. And then, like magic, he just makes that lead completely disappear, streaking for the longest streak that he's ever had in any tournament so far at 16 wins, with starting with a Hillock Berserker and finishing all the way down to a Demon Spawn Necromancer. I believe the only thing that killed his streak was actually a Acid Wand by some horrible, fucked up individual. So that was very unfortunate for him, but that actually ended up not really influencing him that much because he then went on to play like another 20 games, completing every single race and combo, I believe, every single god, doing a low turn count run with 10,000 turns for a 3 rune game, and 25,000 turns or 26,000 turns for a 15 rune game. And on top of that, a 49-minute Deep Dwarf Fighter from Eclipse. So you can see kind of at the end here, he's got very interesting strategy. So in the early mid game, he's just trying to streak, trying to get some points, trying to get those high value points as the scores are really high. The point value, for example, Demigod, I believe, was 300 points, and he actually won a Field worth 314 points. So he managed to cash in on quite a couple of points there. As he kind of got later on into the tournament, there were a lot less points to be had. He kind of just finished off the streak, did all the gods, and then started doing some conduct runs. So like 15 runes, low turn count, and high speed, runs with a fairly good win rate, mind you. He actually, after the streak ended, he really didn't lose quite that much at all. I was expecting him to lose a lot more than he usually would because he was tilted, but he was able to catch up with that, and it was pretty incredible. I believe the total amount of time played for Yermak per day was, I think, on average 12 hours a day. Let me take a look. Games by Yermak T. Yeah, so this time around, he played 88 games over the 16-day period at 11 hours, 49 minutes, and 39 seconds a day, leading to a total of 8 days and 9 hours played in the 16-hour period, which is pretty freaking absurd. However, that's actually not the most he's played before. He's played 13 hours a day in the last tournament as well, which was even more crazy. 13 and a half, in fact. So, my goodness, that was pretty crazy. Coming in at number 2, you know him as well. You love him. You know, maybe not as much as Yomak. He's like the younger child of Yomak. Man, playing for Ouch That Really Hurt My Fifis, taking a captaincy for himself this time around. He came into the tournament with the idea of wanting to be the person to break the world record for streaks in a tournament. Coming in at, he was aiming for at least 24. And early on in the game, he had 7 wins in a row, and he unfortunately lost that character to to someone holding a wand of acid. He then got tilted, played some Deep Dwarf Fighter, and then tried to streak again, managing to get another 14 streak, only to lose that to another wand of acid. We're starting to see a little bit of a pattern going on here. Acid wands maybe not so healthy for their game, especially since they added it to Pikel. But they also added to things like centaurs, things like orcs, and acid wands just doing 20 to 40 damage on a very high accuracy thing, and it just being flat out unavoidable sometimes, and you don't really have any counterplay. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. Acid wands have just ruined everyone's life, basically. Yeah, he was catching up really quickly to Yomak for a little while. Got a couple of 15 runes to try to close it out. But by the last day, he was kind of wrecked. He managed to win a 32-minute Deep Dwarf and then try to get a 20-minute Deep Dwarf to increase his points. But on the final day, Yomak unfortunately got that glorious 10k Deep Dwarf Fighter, making him completely invulnerable to Man-Man's attempts to catch up. It really sucked because Man-Man unfortunately lost some really good times, some really good characters that late into the tournament. The fatigue had really set in, and by the last day he was kind of donezo anyway. But he was supposed to do another low turn count win and another low real-time win in 6 hours. I was awake at the time. It's quite rough. On top of that, I don't think he is a greater player in this tournament. I think he's missing some stuff. I don't know exactly what he's missing, but he told me at the time, I'm not actually done yet. So he could have had a couple more points, but lagging at 600 points behind Yomak, it just really was quite rough. The lack of a turn count run, and I believe it was also the fact that he lost 200 points from a streak, and he didn't quite get as many good points as Yomak in terms of scoring. Maybe he did. I don't know. Yomak has this weird, mysterious quality where he just finds thousands of points, and you're like, where the fuck did this come from? But yeah, Man is a much faster player than Yomak. This is truth. They have different aesthetics when it comes to this. Yomak is of course not a world record holder for the real-time speedruns, whereas Man is. You can kind of see that through the course of his games. About 2 hours on average for a lot of his characters, even in streaks. Compared to Yomak's 5-6 hour games. Unfortunately, though, it's very hard for Man to kind of grind through the hours that Yomak has. Absolutely indomitable will. Then after that, there are a couple of people that were really fan favorites to at least get a really high score, and they kind of fell flat on their face. N103, of course, the one we all love and know, the newcomer sort of to the tournament rankings. Playing from the Korean teams, he actually took a really massive lead early on, surged forward with a bunch of 15 rune wins, got a really strong lead over Yomak. We were actually really hyped to see if he was going to make it. For a certain amount of time, when Yomak actually lost his first streak, N103 was we almost had him pegged in as the favorite to win the tournament, which is crazy when you think about it. Unfortunately, though, he really lost momentum somewhere around the 20 day 15, 16 after he lost his streak, and then he just gave up after that. He just stopped playing altogether. It's very unfortunate, but he fell victim to his own self. He didn't have the willpower or the time or something to keep him going. It was just really tough. He lost a 12 streak, and then he couldn't get past that wall. He hit the Yomak wall, basically, and it was absolutely crushing to see him fall behind everyone else. Just Noob, his teammate actually catching up over time, doing a buttload of 15 rune strategies, 15 rune games as his strategy. Got a lot of points for each game, but unfortunately his momentum was cut short by the fact that he didn't do anything but Che Bridos, and that's pretty much all he did, really. So, there are strategies to get you really high up in the ranks, so you can just do 15 runes, but unfortunately the Korean meta doesn't exactly work unless you have some severely skilled, I guess, abilities to win 15 runes with a lot of variety of gods and all that stuff. Gordon, don't laugh, alright? Don't laugh. You're also having an issue with this. I'm going to talk about you in a second, alright? Gosh. Yeah, so ouch, that really hurt my Fifis was the team with a lot of the Zathua boys and girls. I don't know if any of them are girls. Maybe they are. You got Malcolm, you got Ultra, you got Non-Person 7, you got Vaj, and you got Doesn't. All headed by Man. Malcolm Rose managed to come in top 10, and so did Ultra, and so did Normal Person. They did really well as a team. They got a fairly good amount of results, but unfortunately they were all unable to get a high amount of streaks, which is what cost them a significant amount of points. If you look at the point distribution, it's absolutely absurd. The Tales of Destruction, an absolute pathway of carnage and corpses. People who have left this, like, that you could see as the tournament progressed, men and women on the wayside with the souls leaving their bodies. N103, he passed off into the aether. Dynast, he gave up. He fell to the wayside, and his soul left. And you could see, for one bright, sparkling moment, you could see the streak die in his soul, and it was over. 600 points between rank 1 and 2. 1,100 points between rank 1, 2, and 3. And then a tiny amount of points, separating ranks 3 to 10. It's just disgusting how many people got killed on the wayside. Dynast actually had an absurdly good run, and then he died, and then he was like, I'm fucking done, I'm out. And he just left on 24, since the 24th. It was pretty upsetting. So yeah, this has been a tournament of broken hearts. This has absolutely been a soul-crushing one. Everyone else in the top 15, top 20 is pretty good. Gordon making a surprise run towards the top 14. I believe, what did you get last time, Gordon? Do you remember?
Last time I was 25th.
So last time, yeah, Gordon was 25th last time. He's made a massive improvement, breaking into the top 20, and smashing that, in fact. In the last 3 days, I think he was top 20, and then he actually pulled up to top 15, and then he pulled up to top 14 on top of that, which is really impressive. So well done to you, mate. Well done. Just a good amount of wins, a lot more than most people at his level. But unfortunately, mate, you gotta get some mages. I did say that at the beginning of the tournament, did I not? I said to you, get some goddamn mages under your belt, mate. You've got the melee thing down. You need to now move along, and you need to learn how to get some other shit going, because you're losing a lot of points. You are bleeding. You are hemorrhaging points. You have 26 wins, and the guy above and below you have 7 wins less than you, mate. And that's because you keep repeating scores. It's unfortunate, but you gotta have to do it. So that's, like I said, that's still your goal. You haven't changed it, yeah?
Definitely. I think this is pretty much the peak which I can reach without playing mages. So until the next tournament, I
think
will
it's time for you to
learn
pack
how
up
to
your
do it.
melee and just go full mage from now on, dude.
True.
You gotta show me that mage. Alright, FlugKiller did a very good top 30 run. He's part of my team Crumpets, which is supposed to be my casual team, and he ended up with 11 wins. That's pretty ridiculous. Flug, I don't know if you're still here, mate, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm happy with my results, I guess.
You've done really well. I will say that. You've done absolutely much better than I think anyone, even yourself, was expecting. So many
Thanks.
wins over 16 days. That was incredible. Well done, well done.
Well, I did spend a lot of time during the tournament.
How much did you end up playing?
Probably.
I'm gonna have to go and pull you up.
Yeah, do
Games
that.
by FlugKiller T. 6 hours a day. My goodness. Wow. Holy moly. Are you alright? Holy crap.
I don't think I slept that much since I had, as I said, an exam period this time as well. I had like 3 exams that I had
Christ.
to do. I don't know the results of the last one, but the other 2 went well, so I don't think it actually hurt me too much.
Damn.
Well, except for my health.
And yeah, like we'll talk about that in a sec. Gordon, you played 7 hours a day. Are you alright? Are you okay? How did you feel?
Work.
Yes. How did you feel today? Like this is the last day of the tournament. How did you feel? Holy crap.
Actually, I did that after work, so I slept
Holy
very,
crap.
very little, and I did nothing else but playing the game in my complete free time after work.
Oh god, that's so rough. Holy crap. Oh man.
I really
Alright.
wanted to try hard this time.
Alright, we'll all bitch and moan about it in the next section. But we'll talk about clans first. For those of you guys that are wondering, wait, hang on a second, aren't you forgetting something, Demise? Where the hell are you? Well, for those of you guys that are wondering, this tournament I was on a secret mission. Unbeknownst to everybody else, I actually infiltrated the tournament as 6 different Demises. That's right, you have a 6-pack of Demises. Coming in at number 14, we have all random all Demise as captain, casual Demise, Demise win rate, Patreon funded Demise, central Demise, and shiny Demise, all at the same time. I played as 6 people in this tournament, and I came 14th, beating FlugKiller's team, Team Crumpets. So, we'll talk about that in a sec. We'll talk about the top 5 first. Ouch, that really hurt my Fifis, Man's team. A shitload of points, kind of to be expected. 4 top 10 players, like just an insane amount of people playing. It was really hard for anyone else to catch up to them. I think they ended the tournament with over 100 wins. 108 wins, holy moly. That's pretty crazy. And 132 powered by Kimchi. Holy shit, that's crazy. The Korean team, powered by Kimchi with Doan as the captain, was also really impressive. It was a very, very hard won fight. Gozak Go Home, Jeff's Tosa Zergling, Bear Git's team also came 3rd. They were unable to be like anywhere near the top 2 teams. But after that, Wuchu Kimchi, which is another Korean team, led by GGUL007, who did a crazy effort at the end, winning like 6 games in 2 days, all 15 runes. So that was pretty absurd. But Team Banana Muffins, my Team B from the Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup Discord. You can check it out in the description. Gordon's team with Monster Racer, Razor, Vomitron, Chimpus, and Conan. All of you guys managed to come 5th, which is an absurdly high achievement given all the time constraints and given all this stuff. Congratulations, guys. You did really well. I must say. Absolutely crazy effort. Mint work. Mwah, beautiful. Gordon, as the solo carrier of that team, effectively, how did you feel playing? Actually, no, Monster Racer actually did almost as well as you. Holy crap, yeah. He actually did very close to you, in terms of overall contribution to the team. How did you feel?
Actually, at the moment, I'm just I'm quite happy that the tournament is over. In the end, it was a matter of endurance, and it got quite strenuous, but it was a lot of fun too.
7 hours a day, my goodness. Oh.
Seriously, yesterday after the last attempt for speedrun in the end, when the tournament was over, I at that very moment when it was over, I was getting such a headache when all the tension was falling away. Glad it's over.
That is so rough, man. Holy moly! I've legitimately, I'm gonna say it now, I have actually never played 7 hours a day in any tournament. I don't think. I think the highest I ever got up to was 6, and that was killing me. And the fact that you did that after work is absurd. So props to you, man. My goodness, do you think you could do that?
To my wife, tournament? I told her 2 weeks ago that she won't see me very much in the next 2 weeks.
Man,
you tolerated it. Thank you very much.
Well, shout outs to Gordon's wife. That is so. Oh my god, that's such a commitment. I can't imagine it. Damn, that was really impressive. I gotta say, yeah. All right. So
happy with how we did as a team. I think everybody contributed at least 4 wins, and everybody really did their best. And
yeah, everyone on your team was doing really well. A couple of you guys were just I'll get 1 win, I'll get 2 wins, and then everyone actually kind of just pulled their weight, and it was really great. I think you guys should be really happy about it. How do you feel about the Team B Discord chat? Do you think it was helpful? Like, I wanted to create a space for you guys that only you could really see. You could use the bot and all that stuff, so that you could coordinate your efforts. You think it was helpful, or do you think it's just better to have, like, would you prefer more? Would you like a voice channel and stuff as well?
The Discord channel was really helpful, especially like I said, a very important thing in the tournament is just to keep the moral high in order to be able to just push through it. And I talked about it, for example, with Chimpus, who really spammed lots of hours in the first week without a lot of success, and he told me was very close to getting really frustrated, maybe throwing the tournament away, but everybody on the team was very understanding, tried to pull him out of it, and in the second week he got a couple of very good successful runs.
Yeah, it looks like
challenging combos with Cobalt and so. And I think that's the most important thing, that you can spread the positive attitude and that way get a little extra percentages out of everybody. And generally, it's just fun talking about the game.
Yeah, I look, honestly, I agree. Like I said, if you have a team that all has the same goal and everyone is trying to do the same thing, the tournament is one of the most fulfilling places or experiences you can have in all of gaming in general. Like, it's so hard to replicate that experience. Having like 5 people, 5 allies that you can have that are all trying to like keep each other's spirits high over such a long period too. Like, and you know that when you're asleep, your friends are playing as well. Like, your teammates are playing to pick up the slack. It's like a constant pulling towards like the top place. You know, it's that really hard grind, and you know, having that support network is really strong, and it really pushes you to like play beyond your means almost. Like, it makes you play better than you normally would have. You know what I mean? I think it's just been a really great experiment to see you guys go from whatever you were last time with Team B to this incredible like high ranking team, from a team that was like pretty much just created to have fun almost. Just like getting that high up is just absurd. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to compare you guys to like the top 3 who are from insanely historied players. Like, they're all coming together just to purely win the tournament. You know what I mean? They're all there. They're all like top 1% players that are just like insanely strong. They all have like their own histories and stuff. Like you have N103 who almost won the tournament. You have Just Noob, Blue Pin in the same team. You have Man Malcolm. You have Non-Person and Ultra in the same team. It's like, it's so stacked. And having you guys like just push through and get that as high as you did is like insane. So I think you should be really proud of yourselves. I think it's really good. Well done to you. Yeah.
Much.
So yeah, after
speaking, there is a massive gap between the top 3 teams and the rest. So we're not close to the top 3 teams, but
I mean, look, you're not close to the top 3 teams, but you're as close as anyone else got. Like, to be completely honest, I will say that Wuju Kimchi actually took you over in the last couple of days. What happened? Was it just because they played so many 15 runs in the last couple of days?
It was one player on the team, which was his name?
Yeah, GGUL, right?
Yeah, GGUL, who just spammed out the 15 runes runs, and that was insane. I think also in the solo ranking he was placed 20 in the last week, and then he just rushed through all the way to place 12.
Yeah, I
no
think
way to counter that.
That was a little unfortunate. I think it was really hard because he was like kind of just like not remarkable at all, and then he just threw 3 games a day. Like, he basically played like let's see, he played like 14 hours per day in the last couple of days. It was like crazy. Or like 10 hours or something like that. It was pretty absurd. Like, yeah, here, so 5, 4, and 3. That's like 13, 14 hours in the last day. And then the day before that, he's like doing another 10 hours. Like, double-digit hours a day, just like crushing through it. So it was like pretty crazy. Anyway, 6-pack. Sorry, what was that?
Just impressive to watch, just like he's on the fast lane with 180 miles and just
like
passing everybody.
You got swiped at the last second though. You guys were doing like so much better than them until like just that tiniest little bit. And it was just so hard to catch up. But like, Christ, that was pretty scary to watch. I'll talk about me last. Let's talk about Team Crumpets. Team Crumpets was supposed to be my casual team. Like, no one on the team had really won all that much. I think Upside Down Chuck was actually the one who'd won the most at the time. But we saw some very surprising results from them. They actually came top 20. But on top of that, Dust Boomer and FlugKiller both ended up with a shitload of wins. Double-digit wins on all of them. Unknown Arc, unfortunately having to drop out because his computer exploded. But Dustboomer with 16 wins and FlugKiller with 11. And FlugKiller's with us right now. I want you to... Would you like to say anything about your experience and your performance? It's really well done, like this tournament. So, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about it. I guess I'd like to talk about the players. I guess I mean, speaking about the high morale thing in the team chat, I felt like we had good vibes, so to say, in our chat. It was a really nice experience. People like, for example, Swedish and Unknown Arc. Unfortunately, well, Unknown Arc didn't have time to play, it seemed like, and his computer also stopped working, so he didn't manage to get a win in the end. But Swedish got 2 wins in the end in the tournament, and I think he had won like 3 games before. So, yeah, and I'm very impressed, I guess I should say, by all the players. And I think also our captain somehow didn't really have that much time, and yeah, so I think some of the players actually didn't really have that great of a tournament. Maybe they would say otherwise. I can't really speak for them. But yeah, I guess we managed to get a good place anyway, because me and Dustboomer got a surprising amount of wins, and Banana Folks also got some points for the team. He got some high-value God combo points.
Wow, he actually did. Yeah, holy crap. Human
like Vampire and
Jeez, that's good.
Some Kiku. I think when Kiku still was worth.
I think he's worth he was worth a decent amount. I think, yeah, like through the whole tournament. I think because he's a little fiddly, people don't like playing him.
Yeah, there might be something about that. And then the human ice elementalist, both things that weren't really worth that much, and halfling also not very popular, but still a very strong race.
Yeah.
Yeah, got some nice wins with that. Yeah. Something.
Oh, he won a Jiva game. Not bad.
Yeah, he won a Jiva game with the troll. I also think he won it first try. It was a 1-1. I mean,
damn, that's good.
You might downplay it because it was a troll, but considering his
a slime troll's like hard to do because you have to survive all the way till lair usually.
Exactly. I mean, he said that it was his hardest game. I mean, he said it at when he had played the game.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure how it is now. Like he played a Tengu.
Tengu,
which is also very impressive. I mean, it is a bit sad that he didn't. I mean, if anything with Dustboomer, maybe he also like Gordon. Sorry if I'm mentioning you, but maybe should have played some mages or some other characters like a ranged, like a centaur or something.
No, that's a fair assumption to make. Like that's true. Like I'm looking at his stuff now. He's got a good race variety, but all the combo variety probably lost him about like 600 something points throughout the tournament. Like, just
yeah, like he would have easily gotten more points for the team than I if he just had varied his combos. Like I ended up getting more points, but he won more games in the end, I think.
Yeah.
Also, it's very worth noting that he came in late in the tournament comparatively. I think
that's right.
Got his first win the 13th. Which, I mean, sure, it's 3 days, but the first days are proportionally worth a lot of points.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk about the step-down points. So yeah, that's probably the best explanation as to why I ended up getting more points in the end. If I want to talk about. Yeah. So... I mean, I think I capped at number 4 at like the first day. It isn't really something to brag about, but it really was. I got like Minotaur Berserker in 2 hours, and I got a 15 rune Gargoyle after that. And then I went to sleep. I woke up. I got the Deep Lord Fighter, and then I got a Nemlik's Choice thing. I think
that's a really good start, actually. Yeah, I was about to say, like, holy crap, that's good.
Then I got like 400 points or something for that kobold, and then I did a 3 streak, and then after that everything like went down. I lost my streak. I was playing a human Isolamentalists, actually. I think it was some out-of-depth thing. Well, I mean, sure, I could have probably survived if I played more carefully. I'm not gonna blame it on anything. And yeah, then it kind of fell off. I got some more wins after all, but...
Well, look, I will say this. To have that moment where you're, like, actually competing with everyone who's been playing, like, 12 hours a day from the get-go, that's pretty insane. Like, I think that's a really good effort. I think you've done really well for yourself. And I think that's, like... especially because, like I said, you and Das Boomer and Banana Folds and everyone in the team, I put on Team C because you all said that you want to do casual runs. You all said you were going to be like, oh, we'll just play for, like, whatever. And I legitimately did put you guys all in together to see if I could get all you guys to kind of synergize and get a couple of wins each. I was not expecting anyone in that team to get a double-digit set of wins, and to have two of you guys do that is really impressive. I don't think at all that what you've done is an issue. I think, like, it's all really good. The fact that you were able to get that many wins and to get a 3 streak on top of that is still incredibly impressive. So, you know, well done to you. I will still say that. Like, you and Dustboom have really just, like, you've blown, like, if you were put on Team B would have come forth. Like, that's, like, there's no question about it. You legitimately did carry Team C, Team Crumpets completely. Like, and I think that's good. Like, I'm not saying that the guys that didn't win or that didn't carry did poorly, because after all, this team was meant to kind of accommodate for that. But, like, just, I think it should be recognized, of course, that you guys did really well. So, like, congratulations. That's what I can say. Like, to get top 20 on the casual team is really impressive. Like, you beat a lot of players with a lot of, like, actually good, like, players. You beat a ton of them, like, down here. You guys actually beat Yermak's team, remove Jivia. Like, there was only Yermak in there, but you beat him. And I tried to push you guys a little bit at the end when by creating a little bit of an antagonism, like an antagonistic role towards you guys, towards the last couple of days. I didn't mean it, you know. I like you guys a lot. You guys are all cool, but I was like, guys, you got to try to beat me. You know, I try to set the standard for myself as the 6-pack of demises. I was like, okay, guys, come and attack me. And you guys actually did, like, you actually beat me for a bit. And then, unfortunately, I crushed you with a 15 rune. But, like, it's just unlucky. Like, I had so many high-quality players on my team that, like, the average level just propelled me up. It's about
even Shiny Demise.
Huh?
Like, even Shiny Demise.
Even Shiny Demise. Alright, let's talk about me for a second. Because we all know I love me. That's why I created a team with 6 of me. Because the only teammates that could ever deserve me is also me. You know what I mean? I played through the tournament with myself, 6 people on the team. Originally there was a 7th, but he got benched because he died a bunch. Let me just take a look at how long I've played. Games by Demise Paul T. I played on average 2 hours and 58 minutes per day, finishing the tournament with 2 days, 2 hours and 32 minutes in overall, which is still a very significant contribution to the team in terms of time. Yes, I didn't play as much as Gordon or Flug, but what I did was a very different strategy to them. I wasn't looking to win as a solo player, which is why you can see that every single one of my all of my accounts, I don't think any of them broke top 100. They were all just whatever guys, but they each individually had their own part to play in the masterpiece that was a 6-pack of Demises. I made it so that every single player on my team was streaking, was doing fast games, was doing easy games, and repeating them over and over again. So, for example, unfortunately, all random all Demise and casual Demise, neither of them got a 3 streak up, which was a shame because I wanted to do that. But Demise win rate got 4 wins, Patreon Funded Demise got 4 wins, Central Demise got 4 wins, and then Shiny Demise got 2 wins. This guy has been the bane of my existence. I ended up losing 17 games on Shiny Demise, which was just absolutely stupid amounts. He actually accounted for most of the games on the team in general, and he dragged out the team win rate down from about 85% to like 50%, which is really sad. But you know, what's done is done. Shiny Demise will never see the light of day again. He's old news now. You know what I mean? Like, it's over. Just let him die. But But I did some pretty interesting things. I was trying to do some really like basic stuff, like just all the easy combos: Minotaur, Gargoyle, Hillock, Gladiator, Deep Dwarf. But I started to like do some stuff called parking, which is something that I actually found from Yermak and Man, which is where they would go on different servers and park a character. They would save a high point character, and that would actually that would preserve the amount of points that that thing was worth until they went and played it at a later date. So they could actually have 4 to 5 games parked at the same time on different servers, which is pretty crazy. I was able to do that as well, but because there's only one Australian server, in previous tournaments I wasn't able to park. Because I had multiple accounts this time, you can see here I'm parking a lot of different characters at the same time. One of these characters, for example, was the Spriggan Enchanter, which I played kind of late in the tournament, at like day 12 or something, but it was worth a lot of points at the time, worth 157 points for Spriggan alone, which is really good. Yeah, overall, my team was fast and like just insanely fast. Like I don't think I even broke 3. I only broke 3 hours one time on the entire tournament with the Mummy Summoner of Gozag, which is one of the weakest characters I've ever played in my life. But everything else was really fast. I just hit as hard as I could, as fast as I could, and I think it was pretty interesting. But the soul, I must say, compared to the experiences that Team B and Team C have been talking about, this tournament was absolutely soul-crushing for me. Every single time that I died, it was 6 people dying at the same time. It was like dying on 6 different accounts. Every time I lost a streak, I was like, oh, that tripled my workload. It was so freaking frustrating. And I had no one to talk to except myself, and I went insane several times in the tournament, and I got tilted, and I got, like, there was nothing to keep me from falling. So if you are going to play in a tournament, my suggestion is join a clan. Join a clan. Make sure that you guys have, like that support. If you want, like I said, sign up for my team's clans. I will put you in a team of people around your skill level. I'll get you guys all to work together, and we'll end up with some crazy cool stuff like Team Crumpets and Team Banana Muffins. How did you like the names, by the way, guys? Like, did you think it was a better name than just Team B, Team C? Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it also grew on me.
Team Crumpets?
Yeah.
I can change it next time. We can make it something better if you want. But I just wanted to name
I mean, I didn't. I'm not insinuating that it was bad, but yeah, I like the name, but it also grew on me.
Gordon, you guys said not your banana muffins. Are you trying to attack my banana muffin naming? What's wrong? You didn't like it?
I was a bit sad about it because in the last tournaments we always had a meme name that is somehow related to the game. We had
listen,
cats with heads. Or
I called you guys Team Bananas, but you could have named it yourself. You didn't have to name it Team Bananas. I was just putting you guys in Team Bananas. You know what I mean?
Always a banana muffin. Some things are not meant to be changed once they are in the world.
Yeah. So like, I just made those names because like Team B, C, and D was like kind of, it wasn't really accurate because like it didn't. I was not trying to imply that Team B was better than Team C or Team D was better than Team E. I just wanted to like delineate that process because it's not like, honestly, the teams were not. We're not supposed to be like, oh, Team B must beat Team C. At some points, Team C was beating Team B. I was actually taking a look. It didn't happen too often this time around, but like there have been a lot of instances when that happened as well. And like the last tournament, Team D crushed like every other team.
In terms of variety, I think the Crumpets were better than us. They had a couple of caster wins. I think we had a single caster win by Razor, which was actually his first caster win ever. And apart from that, everybody on our team was full melee.
You should just call your team like not your mage muffins. Like, God. Just, man, I'm telling you, you need to get some mages done, man. You need to get them. Like, you absolutely.
I thought about it, but and that caster win that Razor got, I think it was a Draconian Fire Elementalist, and it took him 7.5 hours. That's the same for me. If I try to play a caster, 3 runes, not 15.
Come on, man. Come off it.
6 to 7 hours, and it's in the tournament. If I try to play it quick, the chances that I win are pretty much 0. I really have to practice that outside of the tournament.
Yes, I would like for you to practice. Look, I want to see you next tournament being like, Melee. How do I play melee? I don't get it. I can only play mage. I want you to be that way next tournament, all right? Come on, please. Please, do it for me, dude. Like, you know, actually, surprisingly, speaking of mages, my mages have sped up insanely hard. I actually win mage in sub 3 now. Like, I'm finally at that point now. I'm getting there, man. Like, I'm telling you. Like, mages are starting to get really fast. This is going to be very interesting to see how the mage meta develops over time. This is going to be cool. Anyway, so let's talk about the ridiculous amount of hours that both of you guys put in. You guys put in absurd amounts of time. Do you have anything like you'd like to say about the tournament's like structure at all? Because I didn't play that much. I wasn't affected. I mean, I was affected, but like not as much as you guys, I assume. Let's start with Flug. Let's just go from top to bottom in the call order. How do you feel about that, Flug?
Yeah. I mean, it's very hard to say anything because you can complain all you want about, oh, well, the people that spend most time and also are decent players, well, great players, because in Yermak's case, are the ones that, like, get the W and win the tournament. But, I mean, it's not that easy to... Normally when you criticize something, you want to give some sort of alternative, right? Yeah. But I really have no idea how to make it better. I mean, I've seen the tavern thread. I think there's a tavern thread about some suggestions, and I mean, some of them might work, but it's a bit hard to see it to be the same thing, you know, because some of them have talked about having different brackets and different categories to compete in, but you know, there are some players that just want to be the best player, right? And I think that's also a big draw to the tournament. Maybe
I agree with you. No, that's exactly why I started playing the tournament too. I wanted to show my stuff off. I wanted to show that I could do the best that I could in the general category, right? Like, I didn't care about high scores. I didn't care about any of that. I was like, let me win. You know what I mean? Let me win the tournament. So I think you're definitely very on point with that analysis. I think that's definitely true. I have also struggled with the idea of trying to come up with an alternative to this ridiculous, like, this unhealthy even trend that the tournament's been having, where like double-digit hours of play just is the best strategy. There's like, it's the dominant strategy regardless of what other players are doing. If you play more, you basically are given more resources than everyone else in the tournament. Like, Man is more efficient than Yermak by miles. If Man played the same amount of time as Yermak, Man would win. But Man did not play the same amount of time as Yermak, therefore he lost, right? Like, it's easy to make that generalization, but at the same time, it's also true that the tournament is a test of skill. It is a test of endurance. Yermak is a person with an insane will. Like, that's his willpower is absurd. His ability to not give up in ridiculously long hours of grinding, it's fucking insane. Like, you gotta know, he actually said this, I think, at some point, but he works every other week of the year, and he gives up all of his holidays to play in the tournament. That's why he can play.
Yeah, I heard you say that. That's insane. Like, that's like working all the time. Because you're,
working a 9 to 5
You're spending all your time playing in the tournament, and it's like a full-time job, even worse than that. Because
I wish it was a full-time job, dude. 12 hours. That's like a 9 to 9. Like, holy shit. And like, I can't imagine what it is like to play those many hours. Like, even you guys, did you end up dreaming? Like, did either of you end up dreaming about Crawl? Like, seriously?
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah.
Like, did you wait, Gordon? Did you? I couldn't. You got cut off a bit. What did you say?
I did indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, holy crap! I have had so many Crawl dreams in this tournament, and I've only played 3 hours a day. Like, I play so little compared to everyone else, and like, I dream so much about Crawl. Like, I play Crawl. I go to sleep. I'm still playing Crawl. Like, I can't even imagine what Yermak must feel. He plays Crawl every waking fucking moment, and then he goes to sleep and he keeps playing Crawl in his head. And like, oh my god. And to do that 16 days in a row, and then say, okay, now I'm going back to work. Like, that requires something that just isn't normal. Like, that requires some kind of special will. Like, and And he should be rewarded for that. And he has been rewarded for it. He's won, what, 4 tournaments out of the last 5?
No doubt about that. But Demise, since you emphasized that 16 days in a row so much, what do you guys think? Does it have to be 16 days in the tournament? If you kill yourself completely, why not just do it for 1 week? Which would make it a lot easier to put the effort into it.
That's true. That is definitely true. But I think that putting it down to 1 week also has an effect of like ruining people's lives. I think the hospitalization phase would definitely be a real thing if we brought it down to 7 days a week. 7 week, like a single week. Like, imagine Yomak playing 16 hours a day. Like, I don't think his body would handle it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because like the more that you shorten the time, the more it incentivizes you to not sleep at all, like sleeping even less, because you're just gonna make the proportional amount of time that you play in the tournament is not really going to change that much if you shorten the time down, unless it's like down to 2 days in which you play all the time.
But then if it's 2 days, it's gonna be 48 hours of just play. Like, you're not gonna leave your house if you want to win the tournament. You know what I mean? Like, that would fucking hurt. That would just be so bad. Did I told you guys about the story of the last tournament that I played in, right? Like, the one with the octopode. Have you guys heard of that story?
I haven't, but...
Yeah, look, okay, well, this was back in the day when I was a young, hot-blooded, attractive, handsome person. Not that I am now, but, I had a horrible disfiguring accident that, an attempt on my life from the Senate. But I stand stronger than ever. But back then, I was young and I was hot-blooded, and I was taking my time to challenge Yermak. I was like, yeah, I can beat him. Yeah, all I need to do is win an Octopode Wizard and then win a Minotaur Transmuter on the last day of the tournament. It was a Sunday night. I had a lecture at about, I think, 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. And the tournament ended at 6. What happened is, I played the Octopode Wizard until I couldn't see straight. It was 4 in the morning. And I stayed in the Abyss for about almost 9 to 10,000 turns trying to find the 3rd rune. I lost all of my resources. I ran out of food. And I was pushing Zot with 0 food left as a mage. You know how terrifying that is? To run from corpse to corpse in Zot. Like, you're like, I can't orb destruction, I'll starve. I will literally starve to death. Like, I was scumming Abyss to try to stay alive. It was just, absurd. And that wasn't the last game of the tournament that I had to play. I had to play a Minotaur on top of that to win. I died on the orb run, and, like, my body convulsed. Like, every single part of my body, I almost threw up right there and then. At my table, playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, 4 in the morning, in the middle of goddamn winter. It was freezing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to throw up. And then I was in the call, I think, with Ultra, and I think I was in the call with, Z as well. And it was just the worst experience. I went to sleep, about to punch something. I slept for 35 minutes, and then I went to my lecture. 35 minutes. That was the worst experience of my entire life. I'd never been that tired before. I'd never pulled an all-nighter. And that was the only time where I was like, I'm going to try to push for one last thing. Yomak didn't even have to play to beat me. I ended up losing to myself. That was rough. I hope you guys didn't have any of those experiences, because that is the worst game I've ever played. You can check it out. It's actually on my account, I think, still. It's on the Demise account. It's an Octopode Wizard. It's just the worst. God, a nightmare. A nightmare. Were your last days anything like that? Because I hope not.
Actually, my very last.
I quit playing.
First?
Sorry, you can start talking.
I had to get the 50 points from the Ascetic banner to defend my position yesterday, and I tried to do it on Hill Orc, and I ended up on Snake 4 with 1 HP and no more magic to regenerate.
Holy
so I was lacking 50 gold to buy a vampiric weapon. Somehow I had to sneak through Shawls 1 and pick up the single gold piles that were there to get the gold. Then buy the weapon and somehow regenerate with a vampiric weapon without getting hit by anything. It just absolutely killed me. It worked. It worked in the end. But
wait, so is Ascetic? Oh, does that give you points now? Finding a rune with no potions or scrolls.
It
Like,
gives you 50 points.
really? I didn't even know that.
Unscaled points.
Damn, I didn't realize that your points value was... Holy crap, you barely scraped it up, Gordon. That Minotaur, that Hillock fighter, like, saved your life from Jeff. Holy crap, I didn't even know that it was that close. Like, oh man.
And no mana left, no magic left, it was totally insane.
Oh my god. Wait, was this the Deep Wolf or Hillock? Which one are you looking at? Hillock, right?
Shot for the end. I didn't win the game. No, it was the Deep Wolf.
You didn't win the game. Holy crap. Hang on. I was looking at the wrong
Win the game,
thing,
but
sorry.
I got the 50 points from the banner.
Oh, is that the Deep Dwarf Gladiator of McCleb? From Killed by the Shadow Dragon? Oh,
I
was looking at the wrong game. Holy shit. Dude, that is painful. Wow.
But I was so glad that I got the banner, and otherwise it would have been really, really tense with Geoff behind me.
Jeez. Okay. My goodness. Damn. I didn't like. These are like the stories that you can't. Like the stats don't tell you the stories. You know what I mean? Like those. The deaths are the ones that tend to have the best stories behind them, but you don't see them. You only see the wins, and that's why I tried to do this whole tournament like thing where I like try to cover everyone's tournament experience. I think it was somewhat successful. I think with a little bit more connections, I'd be able to get a better grasp of how the tournament was going. But yeah, this kind of stuff is really, really crazy. Like, damn, I can't believe that you got the aesthetic banner right under his nose. That was really impressive. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say, by the way, before we head off? Because it's 11:30 and I need to start working on my essay and then sleep. Like, I'm so tired.
I like to tell everybody, play in the tournament, play in the teams. It's really great fun. You get to do stuff that you never did before. I told Razor was doing his first 15 runes win. Also, I think Conan got his Conan was his first 15 rune. Razor with the caster, and you managed to get past your boundaries, past your borders, and just big lot of fun. So big thanks to you for setting it up again.
No worries, man. It's my pleasure. Flug, you got anything to say?
Not anything valuable.
No, come on. You don't disvalue yourself like that. Come on, we're all friends here.
Yeah, but I mean, banners are fun, I guess.
Yeah, they are. Like, yeah. I agree. Like, banners are cool. Like, they're a cool idea. Some of them are not really super well balanced, like Speed Demon 3. I still have a problem with that, by the way. Speed Demon 3, everyone got Speed Demon 3 here, right? I assume.
Yeah, it was really easy. Not gonna lie.
3 hours is just, it's too much now. The game's so fast.
It has nothing to do with speed, I think.
Like, I only had a game, like I said, in both tournaments, last tournament and this tournament, I think I only had one game that didn't qualify for Speed Demon 3. Like, in both tournaments. It was stupid. Like, I don't know. They need to change that shit. Change it, guys.
They should make it a point banner and put it at, like, sub... No, actually, never mind. That would actually be bad balancing. I think that you could have it at sub 1 hour, and then you could have it give points, but that makes the speedruns give even more points than they do now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, look, even bringing it down to 2 hours and making it kind of a hard banner to get would be interesting. Like, having 2 hours means that players have to actually try to get it. Unless they're, like, stupid like me. Like, they're just... like, I accidentally get it.
For me, it is pretty hard. I had 26 wins and just a single one below 2 hours.
Really? I thought you were under 2 hours for everything. Let me take a look.
Deep Dwarf Wizard, which was actually my fastest real-time run ever in 1 hour 36.
Damn, that's pretty good. Was that guy struggling? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, Broadaxe. Ooh, Shield of Resistance. Yum. Ooh, I had a Slay +3. Holy crap. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I also only got one run below 2 hours, so it's a reasonable limit. That one was 1:15, I think. Was a Deep Dwarf fighter, admittedly.
All you guys and your Deep Dwarf fighters and your Deep Dwarves, man. Come on. Where's the love for Minotaur? Come on. Minotaur, good. The best.
Monster Racer did a Minotaur in 45 minutes.
Yes.
1 hour.
That's what I want to see. Monster Racer, you've done it. You've made the Minotaurs proud. You've done your job, mate. Where is he? Yeah, 45 minute Minotaur Berserker. Yeah. Speaking of Minotaur Berserkers, actually, if we're going to talk about the fastest real time, Power Mode almost broke the world record with a 23-minute 13 run. It actually looks like a bot game now. It's so funny how the the times are now getting so absurd that it looks like a bot game. Like, that's fucking crazy. He beat Man's won by like 9 minutes. It's just absurd. Like, damn. And the points for that have gotten really, really high. Interestingly enough, it would have given him like almost 1,100 points if it was in its old unnerfed state. They actually nerfed real-time speedruns after I broke the world record in the tournament, like back in the day. Should be pretty crazy to see how many more points he can grab, but geez, that's ridiculous. Got 673 points. Anyway, I need to sleep, and you guys, I can't keep you guys here forever. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed the tournament as much as I did. I hope you guys will come back next tournament. Maybe even seeing a little bit of a promotion for FlugKiller to Team B. Maybe you guys can hit top 3 this time. Maybe even top 1. You never know, right?
That's the long-time goal, to beat the strongest team from the Discord.
Damn.
And one day we will manage to get it done.
Oh, now, the thing is, I wish there was no team limit, because I would flood the entire team with me. I would just have like 15 me. They'd be like, yes, come and face me, my final army, my meme army. Like, like even Team C was struggling to beat my army of demises. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's podcasty video. And until next time, tomorrow will be the slow demise world stream. I don't know, the creator player run, the new one. I'll have to make a Google Doc. Actually, tomorrow might not even be a video, because I'm doing an event tomorrow. Yes, I don't think I will be able to upload tomorrow, but the day after that will definitely be. So stay tuned. We'll see. All right, bye everyone.